Okay, so welcome to our team call tonight. We are so excited to our team call tonight. We are so excited to talk to you about what we like to refer to as Beachbody New Year, because as most of you seen, or a lot of you went with us last weekend to Beachbody Summit, which is our annual conference. If you're a brand new coach, it is our annual conference every single year that Beachbody hosts for us. This year it was in Indianapolis. Next year we'll be there again. Super excited because it was a great location. The workshops, everything was wonderful. So if you haven't yet purchased your Coach Summit ticket, I encourage you to do it because you can get the reduced price now through July 9th. So go to coachsummit.com, sign up. If you are a brand new coach within your first 3 months of the business, we encourage you to hit Success Club, help 3 new people every single month, because then you earn your ticket for free. So definitely encourage you. It is a game changer in your business. But like I said, we like to refer to it as the Beachbody New Year. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and share slides. If you are at Beachbody Summit, you know I'm a hardcore square, and I do prefer slides. So we will see them today. So basically what we want to talk about is, what do you want to achieve in your business this year? We call Beachbody New Year because it is our annual conference, and by this time next year, that's when you get recognized. That's when you go on stage, you're recognized for what you and your team have accomplished the previous year. So I love the idea of fresh starts. I don't know if you're like that, but January 1 has so much excitement to me. But July 1st now, coming off a summit, and it's on a Sunday, but first, like, my heart is so happy, and it feels like this, okay, half of 2018 has come and gone, but we still have 6 months left to finish 2018 strong. But also, we have a full year until next year's summit to really achieve incredible things in our business. So we're going to talk about that today. So I want you to be thinking. We're going to take you through the steps of how to really think and focus in on what it is that you want, and really commit to it. So first things first, like I said, it's a fresh start and a clean slate. I hope you feel that energy of July 1st and the Beachbody New Year. And again, I just want to say too, it's not about where you've been, but where you're going. Because I think so many times, if you're a newer coach, you're full of excitement and what you want to happen, and that's awesome. Ride on that excitement. That excitement helped me and Jessica blast through our first full year. We were just so excited, and we shared with enthusiasm. We had such a big vision for where we were taking our business. But if you've been in the business for a while, sometimes, I'll be completely honest, that enthusiasm wanes. Or maybe you've been in the business for a year or two and you haven't really progressed at the level you'd like, and you're a little discouraged by it. I just want you to say, nix that out right now. Okay, if you are not excited about where you are, we are at a place where you can just start fresh. Clean slate. I think one of the cool things about Beachbody Summit this year was that we saw people who had been in the business for literally 4 years and were pretty much stagnant. Hadn't really grown a big business by any stretch of the imagination. We're just kind of going through the motions. And this was the year that they turned it up. So again, I don't care if you've been in the business for 3 days or 3 years, you can start fresh at any moment. And this time right now is the most perfect time for you to do that. So what we want to encourage you to think about as we go through this team call tonight is, where do you want to be by Summit 2019? I believe Summit dates are July 11th through the 14th next year. So we have a full year. Anything is possible. I just want you to say, what is it that I want? 3, 2, 1, what is it? What is it? What is it? What is it? I can move forward. I can go. It's a fresh start. What is it that I want to achieve by next year at this time? Jess?
Unmute. Okay, so step 1. So when you're doing that, hopefully right now in that 3, 2, 1, when she said that, something just popped into your brain, and maybe it made you want to throw up a little bit, or maybe you were like, oh, just kidding, I could never do that. That's the one you want to chase. So that first thing that comes to your mind, I know a lot of times when you do that 3, 2, 1 and you think of that goal, you immediately give yourself reasons why I should shoot for something lower. So that first thing that came to your mind, whatever it might have been, that's the goal you need to chase, and it should should have made you feel super uncomfortable and like, I should not say that out loud to anybody because that's embarrassing that I even thought that of myself. So that's what I want you to keep in mind. But step one, decide what kind of coach you want to be. As you know, we are above all Team VIP family, and this is about your coaching business, no one else's. We may have these big, huge visions of being 15-star diamond and making multiple six figures because that's what we see in our vision, but maybe that's not your vision, and that is okay. We are not here to paint your vision for you. We just want to be here to facilitate you succeeding in whatever capacity that means. And so for some of you, that may light you up and get you excited, but we don't want you to feel pressure like, oh, well, they're saying these big audacious goals, so I should want that too. If you don't want that, that's okay. So step one is deciding what kind of coach are you going to be this year. Let me know if my internet is going crazy.
You're good.
Okay, so number one is a discount coach, meaning that you really love the products. You like Shakeology, you like being the first to know about the new programs like Live 4 coming out. You like to be able to get that discount, but you know that for you, you cannot focus on anything outside of your personal journey. You love the community, you love to be part of Team VIP, you want to go to Rally, maybe you even want to go to Summit, but pursuing coaching as a business is not something that you're interested into it. If a sister comes to you or your mother-in-law wants Shakeology, cool, but that's about as far as you want to take it. Step two, meaning you're a hobby coach. So all of the above, you're all about your journey. You want to help people. You love the products. You're passionate about the programs, but you're looking to make a little extra fun money, maybe here and there, maybe $50 a week, maybe a couple $100 a month, but you're not willing to do the 4 vital behaviors. So you're not willing to show up on social media every day. Success Club is not something that you hit every single month. You hit it sometimes you don't. Maybe you've got Success Club 2, 4, but you're not consecutively hitting it. That would be considered a hobby coach. So this is something that you love to do. Again, when people come to you and they're interested, cool, but you're not pursuing it as a business. And then step three would be a working coach turning this into a business. We used to use the terms full-time coach, but that was something that we found to be really silly because 3.5 years in, we've never worked the business full-time. So when we say working coach, you're going to be pulling in a full-time income, but the amount of hours that you put into the business, that may totally depend on you. I have never, not one week in my entire coaching life, spent 30, 40, even 25 hours, to be quite honest, because I've just tried to be really efficient with my time and I just haven't really put that kind of time in. However, earning a full-time plus income was very important to me. So we've just classified that as a working coach. So you want a full-time income, meaning at least $1,000 or more a week. You're willing to show up consistently in your business. You're willing to show up on social media every day, because that's the one thing about this network marketing business. There's a lot of opportunities out there, but this one does not allow you to go dormant and come back and work the business and then not work the business and, throw a party and then not throw a party. You have to build trust, and people have to know that they can count on you consistently. And that's just, it is what it is. You either love that part of it or you hate it, but that's part of being that coach who earns full-time income. You have to be willing to show up. You make Success Club a non-negotiable. I'm telling you, I don't mean to be ugly when I say this, but if you're not hitting Success Club, you do not have a business. And that is neither here nor there. Maybe you don't want one. But if you are telling yourself that I'm a working coach and you're not hitting Success Club consecutively, you don't have a business, because you're not able to move forward in any form or fashion. So I just want you to know that, so that if you're setting goals, you can throw that into the equation. And you're recognizing that success takes long-term vision and it takes long-term consistency. I think the one thing, being in Summit and just being in the business in general, is the one thing about this is you cannot give up. I think for sometimes it's easy to look at coaches who have super fast success, or it's easy to look at coaches who maybe have been in it a couple of years and they're not even where you want to be. You cannot pace yourself with other people, but you do have to know that if you're putting in the activities that it takes to be successful, it's going to work. There is no other option. The amount of time may differ between people. The amount of effort, the amount of hours put in may differ between people. But if you're showing up consistently, you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, and you're taking the time to work on your mindset, yourself, and your business, it will work. You just have to be willing to stick it out and do it. So step one, decide where you want to be. And hopefully one of these really called out to you today, and you're like, yes, that's the lane that I want to be in. And if you feel that, put it in the chat box. Put, I'm a discount coach. I'm a hobby coach. I want to be a working coach. What do you see yourself? What is your vision for you going into 2019?
Okay, so step 2, once you've decided what kind of coach you want to be and are committed to, what is it that you want? And we want you to own it. Okay, so let's say you chose, you know what, I'm just a discount coach. I love the community. I love being, getting the discount on the products, being the first to know, and I'm committed to my own journey. And you know what I want? I want to make sure that I fully commit to starting and finishing 5 programs this year. Commit to that and own it and know which programs you're starting, when, and follow through. If you are a working coach and you really, one of your goals is, I want to be making $500 a week. I want to grow my team. I want to have our team rank advanced to 2-star diamond. Say it out loud and own it. But you got to get clear on what you want. Again, when we talked about the 3, 2, 1, go, what is it that you want? What was the first thing that came to your mind without overthinking it? I really want you to sit down, if not right now, then after this call, and write it out. What is it that I really want? If I had a magic wand and I could make anything happen in this business, or, in this VIP family, what is it? And then I want you to take it a step further. I'm huge on mindset. I'm huge on manifesting. I'm huge on this part that is often overlooked. But how would it feel for you to achieve it? Okay, so I gave you that first example. If you are a discount coach, how is it going to feel knowing that you committed to starting and completing 5 full Beachbody programs this next year? How is that going to make you feel to say, I did it, I committed, and I followed through, right? How would that feel in your body to know that? What does your body look like, right? If you start and finish fully committing to 5 programs, if you don't have a transformation now, I guarantee you will. And what is that going to feel like? Again, if you are a working coach and you're working it in the pockets of your day and you're like, I cannot keep going at this pace of life. I really want to be able to, make this my full-time income. How is that going to feel? I can tell you right now, I can speak for both me and Jessica. Usually I don't speak for Jessica, but I am right now, Jess. Man, we could feel it, because when we started this business, we were running ourselves ragged. And I said, there's no way that I'm going to keep up this pace forever. And I could feel what it was going to be like to be where I am now. But now it's time for me to level up and think about, okay, now where do I want to take it, and how is that going to feel? But if you can't embody that and really embrace the feeling of what it is, then you're not clear enough on what you want. So that has to happen. If not right now, then after this call, sit down, be still, and really, really own it. Next thing is decide that you can have it. I think so many times we don't really want to say what we really want because we don't think we can actually have it. Whether we don't think we're worthy of it or we don't think it's possible, write that out. I've talked about this before, better out than in. Let's say, for me, I'm going to be honest. Jessica mentioned it. Our big, hairy, scary goal is I want our team to be a 15 superstar diamond coach, and I know it's possible. But saying that out loud the first time made me want to vomit. And I talked it out at Summit with both Jessica and Laura, and I talked about, why don't I think I can have that? Why? What is it specifically that is holding me back? What fears come up? What limiting beliefs? Get it out. Whether you have to talk to your upline, whether you write it out, get it out, and then really take a look at that and say, is that ultimately true? Because a lot of the things that I thought, oh, I don't think I can do that, because when you really sit down and take a look at it, you can look and say, you know what? That's really not true for me. And now I get to shift and reframe the way I see it. And now I'm like, I can't believe that was never been my goal before, because those fears and limiting beliefs that were I thought about and I had in my head actually aren't true. But it wasn't until I verbalized them and got them out that I was able to see it for what it was. So you got to do that process. I'm going to tell you, it's not that fun. It kind of sucks to sit with oh, why don't I think it's possible? What are all the reasons I don't think I can do it? Get it out. Look at it and decide for yourself. That's not actually true. And if you're like, well, Raquel, it's different. I don't have a big following on social media, or I do not really have a transformation. I can guarantee you somebody in Beachbody has whatever you think you don't, or don't have whatever you think you need to have, and is successful in this business. hands down. I can guarantee you. You know, sometimes so often we look at these top coaches that have had success and it's like, oh, they have this great big following or whatever. But I also know there are people in Beachbody world that have had just as much success and don't have all those things that we think we need to have. Okay, so quit telling yourself that, because I can tell you right now, I used to tell myself that. And then the universe just continued to show me people like, well, actually, they don't have what I thought I needed. And look at them. They're uber successful. Okay. The universe responds to your decision. So if you're tiptoeing around what you want and you don't have that ultimate clarity, you're never going to get it. If you're only going half in and like, okay, I'll give it a shot, you know, I'm going to give it a full solid 6 months and we'll see how it goes. That doesn't serve you. It doesn't serve your goals. It doesn't serve your family. It doesn't serve your why. Decide what you want, and that has to happen. Like, I can't say that enough. Decide. Like, fully 100%, this is happening no matter what. It's not an if, well, that would be cool if that happened. It's when. This is going to be so amazing for us when we are a 15 superstar diamond team. In my head, it's done. I've decided it's going to happen. It's just a matter of when. But truly, 100%, I believe it in my soul that it's going to happen, to the point that I get chills thinking about it. So I want you to get there to that point where you're like, done, happening, no matter what. I will do it until that happens. And then it responds to your energy. Like I just said, once you've decided, we got to put energy behind your goal. Okay. So as a 15 superstar diamond coach, because that's my goal, again, it might be different from you. What does that look like? How do I show up every day? How am I posting? How am I speaking to others? What is that energy that would embody a superstar diamond team? And then I have to become it. If you were that discount coach, it's like, okay, you know, I'm going to complete those 5 workout programs. What does the energy behind that look like? When are you working out? What's your next workout program? Are you doing Lift 4? Are you going to do it when it launches on the 16th? Then what? Are you going to transition to the Transform 20 when that comes out? Then what? You have to know, this is what's happening. I'm going to embody that person who has already achieved that goal. This is huge. It's a step that's often overlooked because it's kind of uncomfortable. We have to really dig deep into like, what is it that we want and what's stopping us from getting there? But until you do this, you can't move on. So again, I encourage you to do this. If not right now, if it's not coming up for you now, take some time afterwards. I'll post the slides in our group and you can kind of work through these things. Step 3.
So I cannot speak highly about, if you cannot get past step 2, 3 just is a waste of time, because of what I've seen from people on our team and us ourselves is, if you can put in the grind all the day long. I have heard of coaches, I've invited 90 people and no one is signing up, and I've done all this work and my tracker's full and this, that, and the other, but their energy is like a -7. They're just in a bad mood and they're cranky, and they assume going into their invites that people are going to say no, or that they're going to ignore them. And so whatever it is that you're doing, if you're not in the right headspace first and you don't believe that you have what it takes to do this, as hokey as it sounds, you can never get to this part right here, which is step 3. So just know, I know sometimes that sounds fluffy, and if you would have brought this to Raquel and I, or even Laura at the very beginning of our businesses, we would have laughed at you. Like, we would have said you were silly, because I came from a corporate world where my job was always to be in charge, always to be the boss, always to hustle harder. And I've had to evolve into learning that that's not what it takes to be successful. So this has been a process for me. So if it feels like it's like, okay, girls, I promise you this will save you so much time and effort, and you will be so much further ahead than we are and move faster than we could, because this will block you. Now, step 3, success loves speed. This is another reason that we made this big, scary goal. Raquel and Laura and I shared a room, which is why we talked this out so much at Summit. But we were just feeling like, Raquel said at the very beginning, we were just kind of stagnant in our business. And I feel like we all get to that place. Maybe you're stagnant because you have no coaches. Maybe you're stagnant because you can't get off of Emerald. Maybe you're stagnant because you hit Diamond and you continue to fall in and out of it. Maybe you're stagnant because you can't get beyond Success Club 4 or 10 or 15 or whatever it is that's blocking you. a lot of times we feel stagnant, and that prevents us from moving forward. But success loves a quick start, and a success loves a huge momentum burst. And so that's what step 3 is about. Making a big goal that's further than you thought it could be will force you to get out of your little like stagnation pool that's holding you down and paralyzing you, because all you're doing is thinking about what you can't do and why it's not working, instead of getting excited and fired up and, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm going to go for this, and oh my gosh, this is incredible, and I'm going to do it faster than anybody else. And instead of getting excited about, I can't even imagine who is going to be on my team this time next year, and how many clients I'll be able to transform, how many pounds will be lost. Instead of getting excited about that stuff, you're over here in negative. But we're going to focus on the positive. We're going to focus on that new goal. So I want you to tell people your new, hairy, scary, no matter what goal for Summit 19. So let one of those people be a fellow coach mate. It's your success partner, maybe client, maybe it's anybody on the team. Maybe you just shout it out into P family. I'll have a post for tomorrow for you to shout it out, so please be ready for that. But make sure you tell somebody that is a fellow coach. And then I want you to tell 2 non-Beachbody people that will hold you to it and call you out and be like, hey, how's that going? Like, hey, are you still going for that? Is that still happening? So maybe it's your spouse, maybe it's your best friend, maybe it's your sister, maybe it's your mom. It doesn't matter who it is, and don't do people that you know are going to be negative about it, or people that you feel like won't maybe be your best supporters, because sometimes people don't get it, and that's okay. Make sure it's people that are going to support you, and even if they don't understand anything about Beachbody, they will call you out and ask you how it's going, and put it out there into the universe. The best way to do it, put it out on social media. Say something loud and proud. People don't have to know what it's about. Feel your energy and excitement. You got to get it in. And then, just like Raquel said in the last, write down and journal about your why nots. So write, why are you currently not taking action? Whether that's that you're not showing up consistently on your 4 vital behaviors. Maybe it's that you're not doing personal development and you know you should. Maybe you're not showing up for your workouts. Maybe you're eating like crap and you're not drinking Shakeology, even though you know it makes you feel better when you do. What are you scared of? You know, what excuses are you holding on to? I know a lot of times my favorite phrase that I hear is, I am so excited. I'm about to blow this business up. I'm going to wait until. And insert your favorite thing there, because there's magical things. I'm going to wait until this slows down. I'm going to wait until after this event. I'm going to wait until after that happens. I'm going to wait until things fix over here. That moment will never get here. So if you're waiting until, you're going to be waiting 2019. It's going to blow past you and another year will gone by, because it is prime opportunity. There's always going to be kids, stress, and work, and busy, and vacation, and summer. There's always going to be those things. That comes with that decision. You have to decide, do you want it or not? Because if you're just waiting the clouds to part and this like amazing, oh my gosh, I have all this time and energy and motivation, this may not be the right business, because that moment doesn't happen until you put forth that effort and to have that support. Write down what about you is not worth hitting your goal. Like we kind of talked about, what a lot of times people even know what their beliefs are. You may not even know why you're doing, because you really worked through it. A lot of us are reading, you may have read this already, Girl Wash Your Face. This is a great book. If you haven't read it or you're not listening to it on audio, this is great to kind of work through just some things that you may be having upstairs in your head that you don't even realize. A lot of times maybe you're scared because what would I do with extra income? What would I do if I didn't have financial stress? I wouldn't even know how to handle that. What would I do if I had a team of 15 stars that were diamonds? I don't even know how I would lead them. I don't even know if I could be a successful leader. And so you're self-sabotaging without realizing it, because you have these self-doubts that you don't know are there. Maybe you've never led anybody in your entire life. So how in the world can I lead clients and coaches at the same time? How am I supposed to be a good mentor? I've never done that. Maybe there's things that you don't know are your hesitations. And if you need help figuring that out, ask us. We're here, and we've probably been through it, or we've probably gone through it, or can help you get through it faster, because it's easier to talk it out. And sometimes it's easier just to say, hey, this is my roadblock and I don't know why. And then we can kind of work it out from there. And then last but not least, draw your line in the sand. So you've probably heard that, and it's like, I love that quote. I love that line because I feel like it's so significant because like I said earlier, there's no better time. There's no better opportunity. Emily Favre was a coach that we watched at Summit. If you guys know about her, maybe you've seen her. I don't know. I had not heard of her before this year. She had been a coach for 4 years and went from January to a 1-star diamond coach to recognized on the Summit stage as a 15-star diamond coach. Meaning, the only thing that was ever in her way was herself. She had been a coach hanging out in that stagnation pool, and she was just over it. She drew a line in the sand and decided she could do it, and then she did. And it literally was that simple. I think we overthink all the things. We overthink the posts, and we overthink the invites and the conversations. Just be genuine. Go through a program. Be happy, work on yourself, share that, talk to people, and make it happen. Don't overthink it. Don't assume what people are going to say. Don't assume what people won't say. Don't worry about the other end. Don't worry about the receiving end from what you're getting. Worry about what you're putting out. And if you stay consistent with that and you stay positive with that and you always show up and you always work on you, like I said earlier, I promise you it catches up. It always catches up. Hard work never goes unrewarded, ever. But there's a big difference in like staying where you are and just doing status quo and taking that huge leap and really pushing yourself, getting that huge inertia push, that success loves speed that will get you off the ground running. So July, they also have something in Beachbody called Beat Your Best, which is just about beating your personal best in Success Club. So the clients and the coaches that you bring on board. And that's a great way to kind of kick off that Success Love Speed. Whatever your best is, I challenge you to double it. If it's Success Club 2, hit 4. If it's Success Club 10, hit 20. Really challenge yourself to not just go a little bit above what you're used to doing, but to really push off the starting block to see what you're capable of. A lot of times we stop ourselves because we think, oh, I don't have time for that, or ooh, I'm not ready, or ooh. But if you go all the way past it instead of just a little bit, you will shock yourself at what you are capable of achieving. And a lot of times if you just focus on the action, the results will naturally come. Mm-hmm. Okay. So that's what we have for you today. We'll also be doing a live video in Team VIP Family tomorrow morning, talking about all the things July, new launch, events, all of that. So we'll have that in the VIP so that you have like details, information, and dates. But we wanted to really take today to just get your head in the right space and make sure that you know what your vision is and you know where you're headed. So any questions, you are more than welcome to put them in the chat box or unmute yourself now.
Lisa, her name was Emily Favre.
Do not follow her. You may look at her, but do not follow her. Anybody.
I'm loving seeing all these working coaches. That's awesome. And again, hobby coach, that's great. Awesome. Cool. And again, what you are now doesn't determine like what you're going to be later, right? If you right now are like, all I have right now is to be a hobby coach, cool. Own it. Take the action that a hobby coach would. But when you're ready to become working, no, if you really want to go all in and build this business, it's totally possible.
No questions. No feelings. Was this helpful? Oh, there we are. Okay, we're there.
Okay. Well, I'm excited for a new month, a fresh start. Again, July 1st makes my heart so happy. I know Laura Simon got a new planner, and now I feel like I need to get a new planner. But we are here for you. Let's make it happen. Let's literally all beat our best in July. Can we just all commit to that? Because I'm excited. The idea of beating my personal best makes me super pumped. Cool? All right. No questions. We're good to go.
New Year.
Okay. Bye, guys. Have a great Sunday.
Ciao.